All right, welcome back to Tales from the Other Room, where nothing is sacred and everyone dies. First off, we did not give a big shout out like we should have to our producer and cameraman Hoon Lee. Thank you so much for everything you do for us.
Thank you, Production Fairy,
and for putting up with us. You will see or at least hear him frequently in the background. I think that's it. We don't have any real news, right? Like no merch. One quick thing to clarify a rule from last session. If any rules lawyers are out there, you may have noticed that we had a defender wins against an attack roll that was inaccurate. We are fixing that moving forward. Shit happens. It's a lot of rules. Yeah. Boo, fuck the DM. Get him out of here. But with that, we can go ahead and get back into the Rime and the Frostmaiden. So, last time, you guys made your way across the spine of the world into Bryn Shander and Tin Towns. You met a few colorful people, including Scramsack, the local bar owner, and a murderer named Sapphic Caltro. You attempted to confront him, and he regarded you as the garbage that you appeared to be, and threw you out as such. As you licked your wounds, you did find a group of dwarves that needed your help with something that seemed a bit more manageable. To retrieve a sled full of iron ingots that was lost in the tundra following a Yeti attack. Making your way out to Kelvin's Cairn, you did find the remains of the poor dwarf who did not escape. You found tracks leading away from it where the sled had gone missing. Following the tracks, you found it being pulled by a group of goblins that were trying to make off with it back to their cart. After unsuccessfully trying to negotiate with them.
I call it aggressive negotiation.
Aggressive negotiations, yeah. After talking your way closer to them and finally launching an attack, you did manage to cut down 4 of them. When the other 2 took off in the direction of their 2-story cart and their leader. And that is where it finds us. You are still standing around your newly goblin gore spattered iron, and 2 of them are running away from you. What would you like to do?
Somebody stop that cart! I think that's what we picked up, right?
No, I don't think anyone is trying to take our cart anymore. Can I make sure that the iron ingots are still there?
You can roll investigation.
Okay. Well, okay. 10.
Okay. Do you have a -2?
I sure don't want to. An investigation.
Yeah. Well, luckily, the DC to look at a stationary object is not too hard. You were not actually informed of how many were there to begin with, but looking at it and looking around, it looks like this is probably all of them.
Okay, well, looks like we got what we came for, shall we?
Should we pursue the goblins?
I would like to go after the other goblins.
Well, hey
What
now.
I was going to say was that I want to already go that way.
Hey now, I don't know that we need to be spelling undue death and demise for those around us. According to their story and the evidence that we found otherwise, they were not the ones who killed this unlucky cart people.
Right. This is correct, isn't it? Yeti attack that killed dwarf, the dumb goblins. Why go after?
No, that was a blizzard. Remember? The blizzard killed the dwarf.
Yes, a blizzard, because there's no Yetis around these parts.
There's no Yetis here.
That's right.
Are the pups okay?
Pups are doing just fine, I'm sure.
I think they've had a whole nother litter by now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It has been a long day. I have been hit a few times, so you know, I just.
Okay, well, I don't, if we don't need to kill goblins if we got what we came for, right?
I think that is a fair assumption. Yes.
At this point, looking up the hillside, you see the cart trundling away with the two goblins still running after it, attempting to catch up and hop on the back. And one of them looks back at you and throws up a middle finger in the universal language, and then trips and falls on his face and has to scramble to try and get up again.
We could just kill that one.
That one does seem like a piece of shit. So.
He'll probably get what's coming to him.
Oh. More than likely. I go to grab the cart.
On the cart.
because
Okay. So the cart weighs a total of 500 pounds.
I'll help you with the
The
Okay.
sled.
You could probably do it yourself. I'm not saying you could, but I would.
It does have ropes attached to it from where it's being pulled before, but it is going to be rough going. It's probably going to take at least two of you to pull it.
Alright, so Torque and I are gonna pull this cart.
Okay. Both of you roll a Constitution check.
Should have been slave the goblins and made them take this thing back.
See, that would have been
Oh.
Oh no.
would have been
Oh
tilling.
no.
Torque might be having a weak day.
Here, would you mind grabbing?
Get your crappy roll out of
Get that
the way.
rope.
Oh,
well,
no.
we're doing really good here, Torque. We're very strong.
Alright, it's up to me and
That's a whole. That's a whole 8 from me.
Hold on. Let's see if I can push. And so I throw my shield up onto the back while I see them struggling, and attempt to push from the back.
That's a big
Okay.
old 4 for me, though.
All right.
I got a 17.
Okay. All right. So Torek and Zoria grab onto the ropes and are pulling, and as you guys start to make your way back to town, you make it maybe 50, 60 feet before you're just pulling.
This is a
Well,
heavy cart.
Doesn't want you're having a hard time getting it to move. You're having a hard time catching your breath, and then all of a sudden there's this like relief as it starts to move forward, and you're like, oh man, sweet. Like this second wind, and you look back and see Nurgle's just pushing the back of it, and you have this moment like, it's teamwork.
Yeah,
It's
we're
teamwork.
obviously.
I
doing
mean,
most
we
of the
would
work
have
here.
been fine, but we appreciate help. Yes.
So Flynn
Oh, yeah,
also.
yeah.
Flynn
It
wants
hit
to.
it was like in a hole. It hit a hole.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
just to help
We
us
were-
out.
we
Oh,
were a
a
little
dip in the
stuck, yes.
snow. I understand. No, sometimes these life just hits us like that, you know. We hit a dip and we need a little bit of help.
That's right.
So Flynn's gonna be like scrambling onto the top of the cart and be like, "You got this, guys! Come on! Only a few miles to go.
How much do you weigh?
I was about to say, Flynn, please God, get off the
45
cart.
pounds.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay.
On 500, I don't think it was.
Yeah, not a huge difference. But it is much slower going, making your way back. So as you move away from Kelvin's cairn, you see above you the stars begin to fade in their brightness, and the darkness becomes a little more natural, like you would like most of you except for Zoria, how like most of you expect night to look like in other parts of the world, and you begin to realize that the night that you've seen this last day or two has been much deeper, much more profound. But it does bring to your attention that you have been moving and awake for a very long time. You can try to push through for it's going to take you another 4 to 5 hours moving the sled to get it back to town. You can try to push through the night, or you can set up camp and rest. If you do move through the night, you will take a point of exhaustion, but you could do it.
Can you explain what a point of exhaustion would do?
Sure. So exhaustion is a gradiated condition. So when you take your first point of exhaustion, and let me just check to make sure I'm telling this right. When you take your first point of exhaustion, you start rolling at disadvantage. When you take your second one, you take more penalties, and when you eventually take, I think it is 8, and this is where I need to look it up. When you take 8, you die. 6. All right. So your first point of exhaustion is disadvantage on ability checks. After you take 2, you have half speed. 3 is a disadvantage on attack and saving rolls. 4 is hit point maximum is halved. 5, you cannot move, and 6, you die.
Oh, great, cool.
So
We can totally rest.
Do they
Be
do
fine.
they go away? I'm just wondering, or is it like forever?
they do after
Play
A
a
long
long
rest?
rest too.
after long rest. You do not get rid of all of them. After a long rest, you win like a simple one. Every long rest you complete reduces your exhaustion level by 1.
Okay.
Provided that you have also eaten and drank. If you do not eat and drink anything, you will maintain your exhaustion.
Huh. Okay.
Guys, I don't think we need to rush this, right? Let's just set up camp for a little
Hey,
bit.
buddy, I don't
Yes.
know if you recall, but a blizzard did in the people who were driving this last time, and I personally am not interested in being attacked by a blizzard.
Oh, we
Okay.
could take it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
agree. We could take the blizzard.
We could take a vote. It is we have been going for a very long time. It is very cold. We could set up camp. I still feel fine, but I am little biased. I live here. Who thinks we should stop for a little while? A short rest.
I could totally keep going forever. But if everybody needs to stop us, that's fine too.
He says as he's like,
Yeah, I'm about to die.
I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'd like. I'm not warm. I'd like to be warm. Can I be warm?
The town is.
You could help push. That'll warm you right up.
That's fair.
My only fear is we come across something and we are not ready for it. Yes?
I understand that, I suppose. And you are our guide, so I will defer to your judgment.
Okay. I think we rest for just a moment.
Okay.
Right. So we're gonna set up camp. I'm gonna get matches and some try to get a fire going, I guess.
Yeah, you get a fire going pretty easily. You set up your tents that you've maintained from traveling across the spine of the world, and settle yourselves down around the sled of ingots, and get ready to settle in for a long rest. I couldn't quite pick up on.
I think short rest.
You want a short rest?
Yeah.
Now, a short rest will not stop exhaustion.
Okay,
You
fine.
do have to sleep. So if that changes anything,
I don't
We can take
like
turns.
this.
Shifts of watch.
Yeah, we'll take watch. We'll just take watch. We'll do 2 at a time. People can.
I think that means we would have to do a total of 12 hours.
Yeah.
so you can do 10. You can get it done in 10. If you do 3 shifts.
Okay.
And just to satisfy my curiosity, is the world currently dark? As in, like, we would
The
need
rest
dark
of the
vision to
world.
see anything that...
Yes,
May
without
attack
some
us.
without some
torches.
without light. It is always dark.
Right. I just wanted to-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do need some semblance of torchlight or dark vision. For the purposes of travel, last time I assumed that you guys had a torch out. I'll be a little more specific with that.
I've
make
got
sure
dark
that
vision, I'm good.
I know you do, yeah. But actually, most people don't, which I remembered
Yeah.
yesterday. So
Is it
I'll be
just
more clear on that.
Yeah, I think Nurgle's the only one with dark vision.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You'll just watch the entire night.
Yeah.
4 of us will get sleep.
Huh.
Real
But
talk,
you do have
that-
a fire going.
That point of exhaustion's looking pretty comforting at this point.
We could just long rest when we get back to town.
That's what I'm
Safely.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would only be a short cinematic rest, I suppose, if we...
Okay, well, a cinematic rest, do you want a short rest, or do you just want to keep going?
Would anybody benefit from a short rest?
I mean, I would gain
Okay.
some health, some hit points back.
You get some hit points back.
Yeah.
We take a short rest.
Okay, all right, so you sit for an hour. As you're sitting around the small fire, you have a moment to collect your thoughts and think back on this new place. Someone, I believe it is Jonas. I believe you have the highest passive perception. Roll a perception check.
Okay. Yeah, my passive is 14.
My passive is 15.
Okay, cool. Both of you roll a perception check then.
That is going to be a 16.
Okay.
Mine is 23.
Okay. So both of you notice it first as the night sky begins to deepen again. And you both hear, Zora, you hear a faint trace of music coming across the tundra. It is discordant. It is hard to fathom what could be making such a noise, but you do recognize somewhere that it is music. It is haunting and lilting in its flow. Both of you hear off in the distance a gentle and a dark shadow passes across the sky.
Excellent.
At this point, all of you can see as this great winged shadow flaps across the sky almost directly above you. The faint purplish green dusty light of an aurora spreads out behind it, and back the way it came. And as it passes, the aurora continues to extend out of its where you imagine a tail would be.
Wow. I've never seen anything like that. What? Zoria, what is that?
Let's see if I know what this is. Would this be survival?
Roll a history check.
History. I don't understand why you hate me. That's fine.
Could she get an advantage because she lives here?
No.
Okay.
It's a whole
This one.
whopping 3.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Can I help in that?
I
can try.
I am not
Alright.
sure what that is. I see colors like that frequently, but
That is a 19.
Okay. Nothing comes to mind.
this is
Nothing
brand
comes to
new.
mind.
Wait.
Yeah, this is nothing like anything that you have read about, or seen in your adventuring time.
But this
adventuring.
beast left Aurora's light
Mhm.
lights and the greenish lights in the sky as it was traveling.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
And around it, the sky becomes that deeper black again, looking like a much more unnatural night, bringing you back into this realm of cold.
Which direction was it traveling in?
North. It was traveling northward.
Okay. And we're traveling kind of like southwest.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Got my handy map here. All right.
All right. Is there anything you want to do during your hour of rest?
Well, I gained my hit points back, so
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm happy.
Clean the goblin blood off.
Clean the goblin blood off
Yeah.
your blade. Yeah.
Scribbling some stuff in a journal.
Nice.
Gonna stare down my empty bottle.
Sadly.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's blood on the wagon, I'm gonna clean that off before we take it back into town.
Sounds good. Yeah. All right. You successfully clean it off.
Awesome.
And
I'm gonna
then
leave some blood on my armor though.
Yeah, just to show off
so
a little
people
bit.
know.
Yeah. And then start making your way the last few hours to town. Whoever is leading, roll perception. Whoever is now pulling and or pushing, roll another Constitution save.
I'll get out and try and help. I'm probably about like the height of the beginning of the.
Yeah.
Will we not be
cart.
leading?
You may or may not be. That is up to you.
Nat 20 on that.
Okay.
I'm pushing the cart again. I don't know what is.
Wow. Okay.
Would you stop pushing the cart to get ahead and lead, or pulling? I mean, or would you keep pulling?
I would probably just keep pulling.
It's okay. We don't need your we don't
What-
need your help.
Where's Soren at?
I got a 19.
I'll be in the rear.
19 on
Okay.
observe on
the
perception.
No, on the Constitution.
Oh, you're pulling.
I'm helping
okay.
push.
Okay. Cool.
Oh.
I'm helping push the cart.
All right.
Apparently, I'm a beast.
Yeah.
Good, because I have an 8 on my Constitution, but now
Okay.
I'll roll perception since apparently.
Do you need me to roll?
No, if you're gonna keep pushing,
18.
then yeah, roll another Constitution. Okay.
That was so close to being
It was
good.
so close. It was on 18, and then it decided it hated 18.
Oh, no.
So that's a 4.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's good.
Let me show you how this is done.
So
You got a little fire in your boots, do you?
you push on for the next 2 hours, and Nurgle and Zoria, you both find yourselves having trouble after so long pulling this sled, even with the extra help.
See, I told you we should have just kept going, kept our momentum,
I don't know. I feel great now.
because now my muscles are aching and I can't do shit.
But with the four of you all working on it, you do make a pretty good time. And Zoria, you don't spot anything threatening on the horizon. You do see some elk off in the distance, off on the horizon, on the outskirts of your flame range from your torches and the moonlight, but you don't spot anything else. Because you did make good time, you only have one more check before you get there. The two of you who failed that last one, if you fail again, you will take a point of exhaustion. So you may be best. You sense that it may be a good idea to take a break, and let others push.
I can swap out.
Okay.
Mr. Torque and I've got this.
That's right.
You can
I'm just gonna pick
You
the whole
wanna-
thing up and walk it.
pull or put.
I'll pull. Yeah, I'll take a break.
Okay.
I'll pull up the rear.
I'll take a break, yeah.
Yeah.
So I need
And I'll actually just
one. I
leave.
need to roll one more Constitution.
Yep.
Roll. Okay.
No, I
10.
feel
That is another 19.
Nice.
Nice. 10 for me.
All right.
Con check.
Yeah.
5.
Okay.
He
Weirdly.
looks really good while doing it.
Yeah, it looks very
Great.
suave. Weirdly, Flynn is kind of the one who pushes it the rest of the way while you two are guiding it along.
Two. Hop, two. Hop, two.
And in a bout of strength that you did not expect to see from such a small individual. But we're working together. You do approach the torchlit gates on the north end of Bryn Shander. You have successfully made it home. The night watch, the second night watch, is standing outside the gate, and it's the same two guards that you saw as you exited. They have had a long day, so they are tired, but they recognize you and allow you in. So you make your way back down the street, pushing the iron ingots along to you pass the Northlook Inn. And yeah, what would you like to do?
I think it's long rest time for Flynn.
We should deliver the ingots to the
Yeah, I was
dwarves.
gonna find the
Yeah.
dwarves and deliver the ingots.
Okay.
You want
And
to go ahead and take it to
Do you
them?
think that they're
Yeah.
awake? Like what?
what actual time is it?
Right now, you're looking at about 1 in the morning.
So we
They're
did end up
dwarves.
taking
They're
They're dwarves.
definitely awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now you would technically have a point of exhaustion, but if you're about a long rest, I'm not gonna make you worry
That's
about it.
Okay.
So we're gonna go on the Northlook Inn, and I'm gonna see if we can find them dwarves.
Okay. They're not there.
Okay.
Make an intelligence check.
Could just go to the blacksmithy.
Ooh.
At least it's got, it's
so
got a
that
star
would
on it,
be.
though.
I know, isn't that pretty?
That
would
makes you
be
feel a little better.
-1.
You do not remember where they said they were going to meet you.
Nope, not at all.
Or any dwarves.
But someone else in
I don't even know what a dwarf is anymore.
but someone else in your party may remember.
Here, I'll what was the roll, by the way?
Intelligence check, or if you just actually remember.
I believe they said they beat us
18.
into Smithy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the place where they use the ingots.
Yes. You remember that they were going to meet you at Black Iron Blades.
It was a long journey.
We all get back and we're like, where do they use iron?
God, I'm
I have,
so tired.
I have been very tired. I am so sorry. I will be better. This is exhausting and embarrassing. Let us go take these ingots. I am sick of them.
It's okay. You've done a great job. We would not have gotten here without you.
Thank you, Flynn.
All right, so you make your way down the street. You see the glowing forges of Black Iron Blades.
Flynn can never die.
As you drag the sled in through the wide archways surrounding the forge, you do see one of the dwarves that you had previously spoken to sitting awake still with a book. The others are sleeping in various places around the forge, keeping warm by the lit fires. He looks up and sees the sled, and visibly you see his face, his frostbitten nose, chunk of his nose missing. He's happy, but it's kind of a disturbing look, right? Because he is missing flesh in a couple of places, but he gets this big grin and runs towards you and shakes one of the others awake. They're very excited that you've brought their iron back.
Hi, Mr. Dwarves. We got your stuff.
As Haruna wakes up, the one you had truly discoursed with the most, and she's just like, "Oh, thank you for bringing me that. It means the world to me."
No problem. Just all in a day's, night's work. Whatever time it... Where am I?
Yes, we recovered this, and now we must go sleep. It has been a very long journey.
Sorry if there might be just a smidge of goblin blood on it, but don't mind that. It's fine.
I think I got most of it.
At the mention of goblins, she spits on the ground, and you see two of the other dwarves also do the same.
Flynn also spits on the ground.
I spit, but it's in my helmet.
She says, "Well, thank you for taking care of that for me. Of course, here's the payment I promised." And she pulls out a bag of blood gems and hands each of you a small red gem.
Hi, Aldi.
What are those worth?
50 gold. Each one of those, if you were to sell it, it would be worth 50 gold
haven't
pieces.
sold it yet.
But you haven't sold it yet.
Yeah.
That would
So,
be pretty easy to do.
For the
but,
conversion purposes,
not
could
really.
I just add 50 gold
You can
instead
just-
of
you
the...
can just put 50 gold, yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Alright.
you.
You received 50 gold.
Okay, great.
Sick.
I've got to remember how to do that in D&D.
And with that, with the completion of your first quest, you now get to level up. So we're going to take a quick break while you guys do that. All right, and we're back and freshly second leveled. Good work.
I'm not going to
everybody.
die in one hit, maybe.
Maybe.
You'll probably die.
You'll
I'll
probably
die in one hit.
That's not how that works.
So as you make your way out back out of Black Iron Blades, the first thing immediately as you're walking out, who's leading right now? Who walks out first? Okay.
Our leader.
Zoria, you get jostled as three kind of burly two men and a woman in leather armors and winter gear brush past you, and you hear one of them say, "Fucking scram sacks," and they continue on down the road. You make your way back to the Northwick Inn, and there's you see more people, 8 or 9 people leaving and grumbling and shouting some. And Scramsack comes to the door, and he's like, "Well, I don't fucking need you either. Get the fuck out of here, piece of shite." and then he walks back inside and slams the door behind him.
Do you think Mr. Sachs is okay?
Scrum Sachs. Everything all right, friend?
So you walk into the bar. You follow him into the bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
A Goliath and a halfling walk into a bar.
Yeah. You follow him into the bar to see how he's doing, and he's kind of he's pacing in front of the bar. He's the only one in there. Only humanoid in there. You do see two of his little imp companions scrambling around, cleaning up broken glasses and picking up a table. And he looks at me. He's, I'm not quite all right. It's fucking ridiculous, all this shit.
Okay, well, we have a long day. Good night.
Yeah, whatever. And he goes back to leaning over the bar.
What a friend.
You still have your rooms. You still have your rooms. You can go up to sleep if you so choose.
No.
I would like to stay and talk to Scrams.
Yeah.
No, I kid, a joke. Yes, we good friends, Scrum Sachs. Tell us.
I'd offer you a drink, but there's not shit to give you. He points around, and you see two broken barrels on the ground. And they thought I was holding out on them, but they're full of shite, just like everybody else here. Fuck this place. God, I hate this place.
Where did all the alcohol go?
Well, first off, they fucking drank it all, but I was supposed to get more 3 days ago.
I'm working on it.
No, not from you. Thank you, I think. But no, not your alcohol. I was supposed to get more mead. Supposed to get more mead from Good Mead.
We need the mead.
Exactly. See, he fucking gets it.
So there's bar stools, right?
Yeah.
I scramble onto one of the bar stools. Tell us about your problems.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was supposed to get 3 more casks of weed of mead.
All right, it's that kind of place.
Wrong kind of bar. Wrong kind of bar.
Somebody bring my weed.
There's no gods here. You
Three.
can tell us.
All right, fine. I was supposed to get 3 bugs of weed and 3 barrels of mead. And a couple of days ago, but the shipment never arrived, and now I'm fresh fucking out.
Any idea why it didn't show up?
Not a damn clue, because they're all full of shite, probably drunk off their asses, probably kept it for themselves, piece of shite.
Where does it come from?
It comes from Good Mead. It's the only place it's the same town that makes it for every bar in 10 towns.
That sounds like a place worth going. Let's do that.
I agree. That's a place where I could really get a good tab going.
Has anyone else not gotten shipments?
Well, I don't fucking know.
You don't talk to other shopkeeper nearby.
Oh, I'm the only one who sells it in Brenshander.
Good point. I only come here. I don't know.
Did some of those folks out there break your barrels?
Yeah, but honestly, I don't even hold that shite against them. I'm gonna charge them for it later. Don't worry about that.
Well, as long as you think they'll pay.
Oh, they'll pay. If they want a drink in Brenshander, they gotta pay. But first, I gotta have something to give them.
This is good point.
Wait a second. A little light bulb goes off. What if we go to Good Mead and get it for him?
I do feel like that is what is coming. This is not a bad idea, Scrumshanks. What you think?
Well, I mean, I don't have much I could give you, but I do need that mead.
Well, I suppose that you would after we bring mead, correct? Eh?
Free alcohol for a year.
We'll put it on your tab.
Two of you roll a persuasion check.
Go ahead, persuasion friends.
19.
Okay.
5.
Wow, you're used to those bard rolls, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I just rolled like shite.
Oh, okay.
It's like, fuck. All right. Here's what I can do. I can't really pay you until I get the meat in and have been able to sell it, but I'll give you 3 board for the next month if you can figure out why the hell my meat's not coming in.
This sounds like something we can do. I'm going to bed now. Good night.
Yay, tour. Have you ever been to Good Mead?
I'm gone. Goodbye.
Okay, we'll talk in the morning. Bye.
Scramsax kind of like looks around and like, well, thank you. I'm going to go be mad at things. And then he walks off and goes down into the basement.
Good night, Mr. Sachs.
And you have until you choose to bed down. You have a bit of an evening to yourself. What do you guys want to do?
I'm working
Well,
on.
it's 1 a.m. But
Yeah,
I have an evening to myself.
I'm checking on my.
Did
checking
you
on
get a
your
new room?
distillery.
You know what? I've not gotten a new room, so I don't have a room here.
You can come bed
I
with me.
technically still do have a room. It's just there's a,
So
there's a,
I-
there's a widow
I-
in it now, so I can't.
I only take up a certain portion of the bed if you want a room with me tonight.
I think I'll get my own room, but
Okay.
I do appreciate your offer.
Anytime. All right. Good night, guys. And I go upstairs
All right, go off to bed.
and go off to bed.
You find all of your stuff still intact.
Sick.
It is still there.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Does he have any liquor here at the bar?
I'm working on it.
Yeah. No.
Everything
other
is
than,
gone.
Yeah.
All of it's gone.
They've drank
all of
the
it's
alcohol.
gone.
He's run out.
I don't understand.
What a bummer.
What do you mean? What do you mean he's
What
out?
do you mean? How can you be out? You have one
Dry Bond's the saddest place in the world.
It's not even a bar anymore. It's just a room.
House with a bunch of rooms.
I'll,
We
I'll,
upgraded from a bar into a mansion.
I'll pull out a deck of cards and like sit down and play
Okay.
for a little bit.
Like solitaire?
I'm just gonna shuffle by myself.
Oh, okay.
After about an hour, Scramsax comes back and he's, "Oh, do you want a room? I'll give you a place to sleep. You don't, or do you just want to sit there? It's fine."
How about the basement? You might go down there. Can I just go sleep down there?
Yeah, it's all right. Go ahead.
Thank you.
And he goes off to his room upstairs as well. So you guys bed down for the night eventually. And sleep. You
I'd
sleep
like to
in.
search the basement when no one's down.
You always, all right, yeah. Roll an investigation check. The rest of you get a full night's rest.
You're gonna find his bags of weed. Illegal. Am I good at investigating? I'm negative at investigating. So
Well, that's a good
17.
17? Okay. You don't find any illegal substances. You find a bunch of storage barrels, some salt and pepper barrels, and various spices. You find a box of teas. You find his distillery equipment. You do find where the imps have maybe not always kept their hands to themselves. There's a nest of furs and leathers in behind some of the crates as you're looking for somewhere to bed down. And in it you do find 8 pieces of copper.
I'll just leave the copper there.
Yeah.
It's not really worth looting.
Don't
I'll
piss
let,
off
I'll let the
imps.
imps keep their 8 copper.
They were going to piss on you in your sleep if you took it. No. Okay. So
Honor their shrine.
yeah. So you bed down. You bed down, and you wake to another dark morning. You know the sun should be up, but it's not. But you do feel rested and ready to take on the next leg of your adventure.
Is there a church in this town? I forgot to ask.
There is. There is a temple. The Temple of Lathander. Let me double check that. Yeah, there is one temple there, though, if you choose to go to it. It is not a tier. I am sorry.
That's okay.
Do you want to go to the temple first thing in the morning?
No, it'll be there when I get back.
That's true.
Need
church is not
need
going anywhere.
alcohol.
Make note. Burn down church.
Fingers crossed.
Convert them.
Yeah.
Convert Temple to Tyr.
Yeah.
Or Torm. Either one.
Okay.
Sacrifice and courage.
Yeah. So you guys find your way back down to the main room of the inn the next morning, and the day is yours.
Is Scramsax there?
He is. He's just kind of walking around cleaning up some of the mess from the previous night, helping the imps pick up.
I would want to go over and just ask him a question.
Sure.
Excuse me. Is there
Yeah.
anything we should know about Good Mead before heading over there?
Well, it's a small town. It's a small town, and they really like their meat, so you never really know if anyone's actually going to be sober or not. I don't trust them personally, but they're all right people.
Some wild cards.
Yeah, a couple.
Well, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Flynn feels like he can take on the whole world as he gets out of bed. He busts through and he's like going down the stairs like, I'm going to New Mead. Going to New Mead. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good night. Whatever time it is.
Sure.
This place never really lightens up, does
Sure.
it?
No.
I guess not.
Oh, no, that is one of the things about this. It is eternal night.
You guys want breakfast?
Yes.
Yes.
Or does Scramsack have food?
Yeah. So I was gonna ask, are you making the food yourself, or are you ordering?
I mean,
food?
I'll offer people rations. I don't know if they're
Yeah.
going to want it though.
You order food, and then Scramsax goes back into a back room for a little while, and after maybe 15 minutes, comes back out with 2 large bowls, one of cooked eggs, and the other one of not fresh, but fairly recently, like within a week old bread.
I'll take it. As I'm like
It's good.
cramming it in to my mouth hole.
Gross.
I look over to Soren, just like chowing down. I'm like, so, where are you from exactly?
From Neverwinter. Not too far from here, actually.
Does it live up to its name?
No. It's rather cold, but this is a bit different here.
So kind of like this. Is it always night?
No.
Oh.
Fairly sunny most of the time.
Oh. And you got a mom and a pop and stuff?
I did.
What happened?
It's a rather long story. We may have time on the way to Good Mead.
Okay, I'm going to make a mental note. You can't avoid it forever.
Well, sure.
I think we're gonna be best friends.
I continue to munch on the toast.
Okay.
Oh man. That was beautiful. Anyway.
And painful.
This bread,
It's not too bad.
it's more like a crouton, but not bad.
You guys gather yourselves after eating a semi-warm meal, and make your way back into town. Are you choosing to head to Good Mead?
I think we all
Was
agreed that
that
we're going
the-
to sell a ruby, right? So we officially get the 50 gold.
Yeah, you stop by Bryn Shander Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll add that now.
Yeah.
Bryn Shander Mountain.
You stop by Bryn Shander Mountain.
Can I buy a safe? Sorry, locksmith joke.
Oh my god.
And you sell your gems and get your 50 gold, and then make your way out onto the east way, out of the eastern gate of out of Bryn Shander.
I
Right.
just want to look at the
Let's
map.
go.
Yeah.
I just get my handy map out. All right, so here's the east way. So we got to go down east way. There's going to be a fork that we can choose to go to Good Mead. Okay.
And it's going to take you about 6 hours, 6.5 hours to get there.
Alright.
But you start making your way eastwards. Whoever's heading the expedition, roll perception.
Well, I guess that's us.
Dice jail.
It's an 8.
Okay.
And because I'm up there too,
Yeah.
might not be like lead, but
Yeah. But at the
19.
front. 19. Okay. Okay. So as you're moving down the road, the land becomes a little more hilly. There's some more ups and downs, curves. You find yourself moving through a couple of small valleys with snow-covered hills on either side. On your right, as you're coming down the road, you do see in the distance a evergreen forest, lush and dense, lining the horizon. A dark green stain against the white of the otherwise white hills. But you don't spot any threats. You also spot no other travelers until you reach a fork in the road where the Eastway and an unnamed road cross.
Is there a sign?
There is. It is frozen over. You do see a sign, but most of the words are scratched out, like just covered in snow and ice and almost illegible. But you can make an investigation check to try and decipher it.
Well, I do have a map, so
You could also use your map.
I've got the map. All right. We're gonna take. It looks like a right here. We're gonna go that way to get to Good Mead.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't look at me. I'm not going to tell you. I won't save you. All right, you make a right at the fork.
Zori, can
at
you
the
just look at this
intersection.
just to make absolute sure? I don't want to be
Yes,
responsible for
please.
anything.
He's reading it upside down.
So we came from Bryn Shander, and we're going.
East way. Yeah.
That would be correct.
Yeah. Yes. We go right.
Okay.
You are right.
I was right.
Little one. Do not sell yourself short. Yeah.
Haha! I see what you did there.
I am not one that make jokes usually.
But it was funny.
Oh well.
So you make a right at the intersection and continue down the road. As you curve around a hill, you see on your left the Red Waters, a great lake stretching out to the horizon. It's hard to see beyond it, especially with the low light that you were given by the aurora and the stars overhead. But you see moonlight glimmer off of it as far as your eyesight will take you. On the horizon in front of you is a dull glow. As you approach, you come over that last bit of slope, and in front of you stretches a couple of a small town of low buildings. As opposed to the 2 to 3 story buildings of Bryn Shander, you see mostly 1-story squat houses and dwellings. Make a perception check. All of you.
Everybody?
Everyone.
Okay. Go ahead.
19.
19? Okay.
9.
3.
3.
7.
Okay.
11.
Okay, I thought you were saying
Oh.
2. And
I
was
also
like,
thought you were saying
Okay.
2.
I only have 10 fingers. I'm sorry.
Okay. So Flynn and Nurgle can both pick out, even as you're approaching, you see 2 buildings that are taller, that are both 2 stories. One, a large, elongated hall in the center of town, and then the other one on the water's edge. There's a tall, dark steeple. That is not lit. You can see it in the residual light from the rest of the town, but there are no lights on it, as opposed to most of the other buildings in town. As you guys get closer, you begin to hear a low hum, a bzzz. It starts off soft, but the closer you get, the louder it gets until
Bees.
I didn't know they had bees up here.
And you can until it becomes this low hum, and even as you're approaching town, it almost settles into the back of your mind, but it is ever present.
Can I do a religion roll on like the architecture of that temple to try to
Yes, you may.
guess who it's to at the time?
You absolutely can.
That is a 9.
Given
Okay.
my background, I'll also roll.
Yeah, you can go. You can do that. That's
not
fine.
any better. It's 5.
Given the building is pretty dilapidated, it looks like it was once painted and decorative, but it has since been left behind. So from this distance you can't make out what it was dedicated to.
Would I know anything about this area?
A little bit. You would know. This is not a town that you would go to frequently because it is a small town. You would typically spend your time traveling the Tin Trail,
Right.
but you do know that this is the single provider of mead for all of 10 towns.
You think the mead's any good?
I think we've had it.
Well, it is the only mead.
Considering we drank mead
I actually
in this
haven't.
area.
It is only mead in the Icewind Dale, so I guess you don't know what you don't know, huh?
That's true. Flynn has only had
I've
had Nurgle's
Nurgle's
shine.
I've been spoiled. You've spoiled me. I'm
You're
sure
gonna have this
nothing else
mead
is
that's
going to
gonna taste
compare.
like crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you actually enter the town, you see you look at the buildings, and on the sides you see depictions of great snakes being assaulted by warrior tribes and dinosaurs. Great scaled beasts looming over and being sometimes successfully, sometimes unsuccessfully hunted by small depictions of people. Also opposed to Bryn Shander, you see a lot more people walking around. Despite it being a much smaller town, the people here are much more active outside, moving down the streets, carrying trays of honeycomb back and forth. Most of them are wearing thick winter gear, but some of them have their faces revealed with just a thin mesh across. As you're walking, you do see many bees buzzing just about and through the streets, and sometimes clinging in groups onto walls. The bees are where the buzzing is coming from.
Are we
They are
talking
all
about
over the
like
Let's
place.
are these
solve the
normal
bee
size?
puzzle.
Figured it
Honeybees,
out.
yeah.
These
There's
are
normal honeybees, yeah.
Okay, because this town's kind of surrounded by a lush forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is, so on the north
Thinking
side,
they were gonna be like
there's the
dragon.
lush evergreen forest, and then on the south side, there is the red waters,
Okay.
the lake.
Because we're further south, so there's,
Correct.
Okay.
But
Little
it's
bit.
still very cold.
It is still very cold.
And dark.
Yes,
And
it is
dark.
cold and it is still nighttime. But you get the sense that these people work very hard to keep a lot of fires going to make sure that it is warm enough to support their bees.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Oh god. As they
Production's
say,
gotta go.
eat.
You might say that's the buzzword.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Jesus.
Let's go to we need to find the barracks or a guard shack or whatever kind of law office is in this town. Start there.
The law offices of James Scott Turner.
Roll an investigation check.
There is no law.
Was just going to talk to somebody. but,
Start with somebody?
You know,
Okay, roll investigation as well.
For me?
Mhm.
Okay.
15 for me.
I
15.
don't know.
Well.
Oh, not 20, but
Okay.
it makes it an 18. So.
Yeah.
Dirty 18.
As you're looking around to talk
Yeah.
to people,
Yeah.
Nice.
they do seem to be not frantic but stressed. They're quite anxious, but they're willing to talk to you, and you find that there is no barracks necessarily. Guards that the few guards that make their station in Good Mead tend to stay at the mead hall in the center of town, but they do not have their own guard force necessarily. They usually receive support from the other towns nearby. You do find out that normally you would go and talk to the speaker who leads the town. However, the speaker is dead.
Oh,
Makes it hard to talk to
Why
him.
am I calling him the
Yeah.
speaker of the dead?
Yes, speaker of the dead, yeah.
yes.
Any Ender's Games fans in the audience?
Yep.
All three of us.
Can I talk to someone that's like frantic and appears upset about it and be like, "Well, what happened to him?"
You do stop a younger man to ask, and he says, it's not great. Really, we're having to. I'm going to have to go in just a minute, but I'll tell you. All right, fine. A Verbeeg came and stole a bunch of our mead, but our speaker tried to stop him, and well, he killed him.
May I make a history check on Verbeeg's?
Yes, you may.
That is a 17.
Okay. Verbeegs, you have read about. They are a giant kin. They are large, giant humanoid creatures. They are typically brutish, don't really care for other humanoid species. Verbeegs, as opposed to most giants, who you remember that most giant species, their biggest threat is to other giant species because they view each other as competition. Verbeegs are much more likely to view other humanoids as prey.
Whoa. Verbeegs. Are those common around here?
No.
You would know that they are not uncommon, but they are typically solitary or pair off.
Yeah.
There aren't huge Verbeeg tribes or anything like that.
That's terrible. Well, sorry. You can go on your way now, but thanks for the info.
Thank you. If you want to see him, he's at the chapel.
The Verbeeg?
Sorry, no, the speaker.
Verbeeg's just hanging out in his town
Oh,
that
he
he
had to pray
destroyed.
Oh, easy.
He's now leaving the town.
This is a very advanced Verbeeg, and he's
Yeah.
So Flynn legit thinks the guy's talking about the Verbeeg, so he goes up to the group. Look, guys, I think the Verbeeg's in charge now. This is bad.
I don't think that's what he meant.
This is bad.
I don't think.
No,
No?
there is visitation for speaker at chapel.
His body's there.
Yes, so you could see him. Yes.
I wonder what that looks like.
I
that
well,
body,
I mean,
obviously.
you could go, but
Let's go.
would not
And Flynn starts running towards the...
recommend.
too late.
And as Flynn takes off down the road towards the darkened chapel, we're going to take a quick break. All right, and we're back. Flynn has just taken off into the town of Good Mead towards the darkened chapel, where he has found out that there may be a dead speaker's body or a Verbeeg. He's not quite sure. Either way,
His
he's
guess
making a beeline
Is
for it.
the Verbeeg.
Well, should we follow him?
Yeah, I think I'd like to see what's up with this dead guy. Hopefully he's not too terribly dead.
Onward. Let us
Brave
go.
clerics.
Sus. That was pretty sus, bro.
All right, so I'm dashing through town, and I mean, is the chapel? Is it pretty obvious? Where
Pretty
it is?
easy to find.
Okay.
This is a quite a small town. It has a population of 100 people. It has a population of around 100 people. So it's pretty easy to find your way, especially with it being one of two-story buildings.
Even Flynn can figure this one out.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Population's 99 now.
That was 99. As you're running down the street, roll a perception check.
Right. Oops.
Is that for everybody or just for?
Just for Flynn for now.
Oop. Damn. 13.
Okay.
My perception's -1.
You find the darkened chapel. As you approach, you do see the chipped paints on the walls. And you get the sense that this was once a glorious building, but has since fallen into serious disrepair and disregard. But you do spots where paintings that look like they might once have been of great warriors, of swords and shields, but they're all long faded.
Can I make a history check and see if I can interpret some of that?
Sure.
All right.
You may.
That's a 15.
Okay. Through the imagery that you see, you do kind of suss out that this would have been a shrine to Tempest, the god of war.
I basically do like one of those I do like a cartoon quick stop. Like I'm running. Whoa. This is amazing. So the god of war. Anything else or?
That's it. It's just a temple to the god of war.
Okay.
Tempest is a cool guy.
Yeah. I mean, Flynn doesn't really think so, but yeah. Mr. Torque would really get a kick out of this one. All right, and then I keep rushing on.
Yeah, you enter, rush in, or rush by.
So is this
is
place
where
in the
it is.
chapel, right? All right. I'm going to. Is the doors open?
They are not. They are closed.
Do you think a halfling can open giant chapel doors?
Probably.
Okay.
He pushed a 500-pound cart out.
Yeah, I think he should be able to open a door. If you
right.
can't open the door, a normal door, you might not. Shouldn't be
my
adventuring.
imagery is like the giant Catholic church doors or something.
Great. Keep going.
All right.
No, just keep going.
All right. So yeah, I bust open the doors, probably kind of clumsily.
Yes. You bust open the doors, and inside 3 people are sitting in pews and just kind of jump and look at you in surprise and then frustration.
Hi.
But-
Sorry.
2 of them turn around. You see one just shake his head and then look back towards the front. At the front, where there might once have been a pew, there is now a table, a sturdy wooden table that has been laid out, and on it is a body covered with a blanket.
I try to walk like as respectfully as Flynn can, like hands behind his back, like walking down very, very slow. And to every person I pass, I just whisper, "I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss."
Hey now, put my hand on Flynn's shoulder. I'm like, hey buddy, I think it's better you just keep quiet.
I'm okay. I'm sorry for your loss.
It's all right. Just let these people have their time.
All right, so we walk up to the body.
Mm-hmm.
My armor's very loud, by the way. So it's
Yeah, just clanking.
Clank, clank,
Echoes a little
clank,
bit
clank.
in the chapel.
I turn around toward. Shh.
As you approach, you see the body, and now that you get a closer look at it, it is massive. It is the body stand. If you were to stand it up, you get a sense that he would be almost 8 feet tall. It is a giant of a man.
But is he a giant, or
Or is he a man?
Through the blanket, roll a perception check.
Can I roll medicine?
Sure. What are you looking for?
On the off chance that this giant is not completely dead, or and to, I guess, get an understanding of the general
Dead.
He
physiology
is
of
just
something.
mostly dead instead of
Right.
completely dead.
Yeah.
He's mostly dead is slightly alive.
That is a 16.
16? Okay.
Does anyone else want to look? Never mind.
That roll must
I
have been
rolled
bad.
a 2.
Okay. You can't tell if it's a human or a giant from, given your small stature, everything looks
Everyone's
pretty big,
big.
and this guy just looks huge. Nurgle, looking over the body, no movement. You don't see the chest rising at all. You look to one of a young woman standing close by and gesture towards the blanket, and she nods, and you pull it back and feel, check for breath, check for a pulse, and nothing. Don't find anything. You do find 3 large wounds, 3 large puncture wounds, not circular, but like you would get from a blade on his chest.
Cover the body back up.
Is he dead?
I'm afraid so. And I say a quick silent prayer to Kalmbor. That his spirit be guided and kept safe. Did I did I discern what race?
They were human.
Okay.
They were, yeah. You from a closer look, you could tell that they were human.
Didn't you say they were like almost 8 feet tall?
Mm-hmm.
So they were just a really tall human?
Really big human.
That's a big dude.
That's a big dude. But he is only a man.
Humans don't normally get that big.
Was his name Andre?
Was he half giant? Should we test his blood? I'm just kidding. And no one thought that was funny.
Does he still have blood?
Yeah.
Oh god.
What are the embalming processes?
Can you please go into depth?
Yeah. Well, he has not been embalmed.
So does he smell?
A little bit, but he's not long dead.
Is he decomposing at all?
Nurgle would have noticed some small, the flesh has grayed. Most of the blood has now entirely coagulated and hardened around the wounds. There's no, he has been dead for a few days now.
Do we know which way the Verbeeg went after the attack?
Not that you've been told.
Okay, I'm gonna go and do some more investigating outside.
Is there anyone like curating this kind of funeral procession, sort of?
So there's the 3 in the pews, and then there's a young woman who is standing somewhat close to the altar. Yeah, that's who you see around.
Sure.
I'm gonna go to the inn.
Go to the inn.
I'm gonna separate from the group at this point. I'm gonna go to the inn.
Okay. Okay. Roll an investigation check.
That's a 20.
Hey.
That's a 20. You ask the first person you see.
Nat 20, sorry.
Nat 20, yeah. You ask the first person you see as you walk out the door, the direction of the inn, and they kind of just give you this weird look. You've not been here before, have you? We don't actually have an inn. Sorry. Do you need a place to stay? We can give you, for a couple silver, I've got an extra room.
The meadery, by chance? Where the meat is served.
Oh, yeah, we've got.
Sorry, we just call all those inns where I come from.
I understand. No, you would want to go to the mead hall. It's the
A nat 20.
It's the other big building.
What a place
They
that
don't
doesn't
even
have
have
an
an
inn.
I found out real well. There's no way.
You know for a fact that it does not exist.
No one's tricking you.
Back in the scene room, like where the body is and everything, is there someone like in one of the front pews or that appears to have maybe been connected to him at all, like someone that is showing extra emotion above?
Okay. Roll insight.
No, this will be good. 7.
7. Everyone there is pretty stoic. They're sad, but you don't pick up on anything extraordinary.
Does anyone else want to do something?
I was going to talk to the woman that's standing next to the...
Okay.
I feel like that's a good bet.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Did you know him well?
Well, you must be passing through.
Yes.
We all knew him very well. He was our speaker. But yes, I knew him well. He looked after me when I was a child. He was a brave man, an idiot, but a brave man.
An idiot, you say?
Yes.
Why?
He didn't know how to. Well, he knew how to speak. He spoke very well. But because we don't have many guards here, he chose to handle situations himself instead of asking others to do it. And we all said it would get him killed one day. And here we are, so.
Well, seems he was very strong.
Yes, that he was.
Your area is well regarded, and it seems. Do you know where he came from?
Where he came from? I don't. I know he had a bit of a seedy past before he came to Icewind Dale.
Of course.
He didn't like to talk about it, but he viewed himself as having turned things around.
And what is your name?
My name is Olafessa.
Olafesta. Thank you very much for allowing us to pay respects.
Of course.
May the goddesses be with you.
Thank you, and with you.
So sorry. So did the Verbeeg just roll up into town, or what happened exactly?
Yes, we have had a problem with a couple of Verbeegs a few times recently, but usually they just came in and stole things and then left, and nobody wanted to confront them. And she kind of gestures towards the speaker on the table and she says, for obvious reasons. But this time, a Verbeeg came in and stole 3 casks of our mead. And because that is what gives us our sustainability, the speaker, Mr. Reelsbarrow, did not want to let this happen and tried to stop it.
Oh.
Pardon my eavesdropping, but you said that they stole your meat.
Yes, and quite a bit of it.
How much do you have left?
We are working on keeping it flowing. We're making a new production of it now, but it's going to be a couple of weeks before we can get it ready.
So what you're telling me is you don't have any more meat.
It is very low.
All right.
What?
That is unfortunate news, but I do understand. Sometimes the process is interrupted. Now, about this meat.
What, Flynn?
Is there someone I can talk to for a in-depth kind of run through the process?
By the end of this campaign, am I going to have to learn how franchises work?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I will, too.
All right. Good to know. I just need to get it out there now. Make sure that I am ready.
Oh, no, there's 100% going to be Nurgle's alcohol emporium. There will be 2 sources of booze in the 10 towns.
Yep.
By the end of this
By the
campaign.
end of this campaign,
Yep.
Nurgle will be dead, or there will be 2 sources of booze.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, she said, well, I personally make some of the casks, so I could walk you through part of it, but if you went to the mead hall, you might be able to find more of information from the brewers.
I appreciate that. Now, I guess getting back to the point, you said these Verbeegs come in every once in a while. Do they often come in groups or singular?
No, it's usually just the one. He is a man. He a male. I won't say a man. He comes in usually alone, but sometimes there is a woman with him as well.
I see. And where do they normally approach from?
From the forest.
Forest.
Do
Yeah.
they have names?
Not that I know of. I once heard the woman say the name Doug. So
I hope this guy's name is Doug, the
that
giant.
might be a thing. I shit you not, it's
Giant?
written in the book.
No, his name is Doug.
His name is Doug.
D-O-U-G?
D-U-H-G.
Dog.
Dog.
Dog, we must go.
But I don't know if that is truly his name or if, and I don't know what the other ones might be.
Well, ma'am, you're in luck. You're talking to heroes. We're going to get that mead back.
Listen.
Roll a persuasion check.
That's pretty good.
With advantage.
That was...
Alright, we're going to take the 11. Persuasion, I get +2. 13?
Okay. Well, you do sort of look like heroes. Yes, the pose helps. That is true.
He has been working on that.
I can see a lot of practice in front of windows.
Of course.
My mom said I'm spirited.
Yes, that makes sense.
That you are her little one. I think that we should leave the grieving Miss Olavesta now. Yes, we go to Mead Hall, maybe.
Yeah, I think Mead Hall is definitely the place we should be heading to.
Wait, Eddie, you guys.
Olavesta
I've been here. I'm already freaking drunk. When we get there.
Again, thank you for your hospitality and your information.
Of course.
Peace be with you.
If it is true that you think that you can do something about these Verbeegs, just know that we don't have much excess, but we
But you do have mead.
we do have lots of mead.
I think that I will speak for my companions and say that we want mead. Mead is what we want.
I'm sure that we could, I'm kicking into your accent.
I know.
I'm sure that we could provide some mead, yes.
Please,
if you helped us.
let us leave this mourning woman in peace now,
Yeah.
friends.
We need mead.
Flynn, let us go.
Okay.
I've got the need for mead.
As I'm
Where the
walking,
hell is Soren? Are you just
I'm
like
here the whole
hanging
time.
out?
He's back there just like stabbing the body.
I'm kind of just admiring the architecture.
Come along, friends. Let us go.
We look like raging alcoholics.
I know. That's why I'm like, please leave this mourning woman alone.
We'll take care of your Verbeeg. Just please, God, give us mead.
I
It's
turn
been a whole
as
day.
Y'all got any more?
as we're walking out. I turn to Sword and I'm like, dog's days are numbered, right?
For sure.
He's got the mead. Oh yes.
And as we're leaving, I turn to her and say, may Kellenborg guide his soul.
She nods and recognizes who you are calling to, and thank you. That is greatly appreciated.
All right.
To the hall of mead. And I run away.
So you're going to get there in 3 orders. First is Torek.
The smart one.
Yeah, who didn't pester a grieving girl.
And who asked a town that doesn't have an inn where he
Nat 20.
Only one for the day.
I was really hoping that was going to be like to actually investigate.
Right, yeah. So Torek, you quickly find your way to the only other 2-story building in town. It is brightly lit. The buzzing here is denser than anywhere else. It's almost hard to, as you're walking by other pairs of people, you're used to when you have on your way here, people don't talk quietly because there's nothing really to hide. They're just talking about their day, and you can hear them speaking to each other. And because you're alone, you're accidentally eavesdropping on them. But as you get closer, a couple walks by you, and you realize that you can't hear them talking. You see their mouths moving, but all you hear is that bzzz. And you walk into the mead hall, and there's just bees everywhere, right? It's like Nicolas Cage's worst nightmare. They're all over the walls. There are tables spread out, and there are bees on most of the tables. You see a man go to sit down, and he like brushes bees off of the chair. Like, this is a very normal thing, right? Like, nothing's wrong. It's just that everything's covered in bees.
This sounds like nightmare fuel.
Yeah,
Like,
if you're afraid of
I don't
bees,
care.
if you're afraid of bees, if you're not, it's a very like happy-go-lucky
cute,
scene,
yeah.
right? But if
Any
if you're scared of
allergies?
bees, yeah, if you're allergic to bees, it's done. Roll Constitution sit. No, but and you find yourself in the mead hall.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the bar first.
Okay.
Talk to the bartender.
Okay.
That's right. You don't know that there's no mead.
I don't. Yeah, no. This is gonna be a little repetitive, I guess. 'Cause I'm gonna do my own investigation now. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna order a mead.
Okay. The woman manning the bar, she kind of raises an eyebrow at you and she says, "Yeah, well, I'll get you one, but it's going to be 1 gold."
I don't think I need one that badly.
Yeah, I'm
Shortage?
sorry. I wish I could give it to you cheaper, but we're at the moment in the dregs.
Well, that's actually why I'm here. I was over at Brinchander, and obviously the region has got a shortage now, and I was hoping to assist.
Yeah, they were supposed to receive our last shipment, and it's a little problematic there. You say you want to assist. Are you good at killing things?
Do I look good at killing things?
What's your strength?
16.
Yeah, you look pretty good at killing things.
I also still have some blood on me from the
Yeah,
from the guy.
still a little bit of goblin gore. Yeah, I think we might be able to arrange something. And at this point, the doors slam open. Flynn, in the middle, has arrived.
Many bees.
Flynn, have you seen bees before? Is that like something?
Yes,
you're
the
used to?
Comber has bees, but
I
not to
wasn't-
this capacity.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
By
how-
no means.
And you guys do stroll behind him about the same time because while he was running, he does have very short legs. Yeah.
Guys, have you? This is nuts. I can't even hear. Hello?
Yes, Flynn, we can hear you.
The buzzing.
I know, it's very loud.
Back at the bar, she looks and she's like, "Oh God, okay, yes. Anyway, just I'll deal with that in a minute.
Oh, that's Mr. Torek.
Oh, they're with you.
They're with me, actually.
That's
There he
nice.
is.
I believe that Torek is getting information. Maybe we.
What?
The little one's my squire.
Yes, that makes
Wow.
sense. He doesn't look quite as good. What's your strength stat?
11.
He doesn't look quite as good at killing things as you do.
He's gonna get there one day.
I'm sure he will.
But back to the problem. How can I assist?
Well, we've had a bit of a Verbeeg problem. Kill it, and I'll let you drink for free.
That's a deal. Where is it?
The last I heard, it was still living in the woods to the north. But
Okay, that's not a wide area to cover. I think I can figure out where he is.
About that point, I run up to Torek and, Mr. Torek, they have a very big problem. I hear that the name is Doug, and they're up in the north in the forest.
Very good. Let's go.
as you
I give the bartender like a thumbs up. On
Yeah.
the way out.
yeah. As you guys are talking next to the bar, this kind of gruff, older guy, he's sitting there, head bent over a glass of mead, which is still full. He's just got his head bowed over it, and he kind of looks at me and says, "Yeah, I can tell you a little bit better. Sent out 5 of my militia. They didn't come back. You head straight north, I bet you'll find their tracks. It'll show you where to go."
What?
I nod.
What?
I nod to him.
We appreciate that information, sir.
He nods and
God.
goes back to his mead and just
Now,
kind of
more
staring off.
importantly, I see that he has one. Do you have any more mead?
Yeah, I do, but
It's a gold.
it's gonna cost you
Great.
one gold
I
piece.
slap a gold on the counter.
Well,
Well, okay. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. Now,
I was.
I do have a question.
I see you looking at your computer. Did you Google how to make mead?
No,
Okay, cool.
not yet.
Not yet.
I was kind of hoping you'd do that.
Mr. Soren, do you also want to meet?
I heard you're the DM.
I know. Hang on.
Now, I was told that someone in this establishment could educate me on the process of this here mead production.
Says what? Well, yeah. I guess that would be me. I am the master brewer here.
All right. So, just I understand you've got your problems, so I'll come back another time. But I would like to have an intimate discussion with you about the workings of your meadery.
Roll persuasion.
You just didn't use the term intimate.
That is a 5.
A 5. Okay. She kind of raises an eyebrow at you, and she's like, "Well, I don't know about intimate, but I'd be happy to show you some of the ways that we brew.
That is good enough for me.
If you can take out this Verbeeg for us, then yeah, I'll show you."
Wonderful. I'm glad that we have been able to strike a favorable deal for hopefully both of us.
I think it will be. You had gone to the town of Good Mead, found out about the speaker who was killed by a Verbeeg, talked to a couple of people, found out about their problems, and talked to an old man at the bar who knew about 5 militiamen who had gone after the Verbeeg and did not return. But you might be able to follow their tracks if you left out the north side of town. So
I think we're going to leave outside the north.
head outside the north side of town. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Does that sound good to everyone?
and we're
Alright.
gonna look for the tracks of the
Yeah,
militia
can I
men,
roll
like the
survival
militia guy
to look
said.
for the-
You
the tracks
absolutely
of the-
can.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
May I as well?
I think a few of us should also look for these.
To get started, maybe more people should look.
So
16.
that's a 8,
was
and I
this
get +6.
Oh damn.
Oh
dude.
damn. Yeah. All right. So you have an 8. A what?
16.
12.
Okay.
what kind of roll was this? Perception?
Survival.
Survival.
Survival. You're looking for tracks.
17.
Nice.
Wow.
You're not gonna
I'm
roll.
not-
You're just chilling.
I'm
Yeah.
just following
Uh-huh.
everybody because I know it's not going. Survival's not my strong suit.
Yeah. So as you exit the northern section of town towards the evergreen forest, it's not hard to find. Very few people come out this way. They may follow the southwest road to Dugan's Hole or the east way out the northeast. Very few people leave straight north. So you do quickly pick up on a plotting tracks of snow that are beginning to be covered up, but are recent enough, probably from a couple of your high rolls. Those of you who got a good check on it you can determine that it was probably within the last day that they plotted through this way, leaving a deep trek through the snow. And it moves off over the hill and into the woods.
To Grandma's
Don't.
house.
Don't you do it.
Which reference?
And home before.
Yep. There it is.
Into the woods.
As you follow, as you start following the trail towards the tree line, a figure breaks from the trees, dashing in your direction, decked out in full winter gear. Whoever is leading the party, roll a perception check.
Yeah.
I'm super
That's
not
us.
leading the party.
Plus 5, 14.
Okay. And
17.
okay. Both of you see a young to middle-aged half-elf, whatever that means for a half-elf, dashing towards you. Their hood and mask has fallen off with their exertion. They have a couple of tools hanging from their belt, and they have 2 wooden pins, like cages, on their back. One of them you do happen to see a fox curled up in, and they're rushing towards you. And as they do, they lift their hands and say, "Hey, I mean no harm. I come in peace, but also I need help."
Rush over that way, I guess.
There's in the woods. There's 5, 6. I don't know. There's maybe more. They're dead. They're all dead. There's so much blood. Oh my God. Oh God.
Well, I think we found their militia.
What's dead?
I think there were people. There's so much. And he bends over and vomits onto the snow and chunks of bile and stomach acid.
Hey, hang on.
Easy.
Hey,
Easy there, friend.
I gotta keep my lunch down. Are you hurt anyway?
No. I just came upon it. I was out looking for, and he kind of like shuffles his back so you can see the fox in the cage. I was just checking my traps and I came upon them and oh God.
They're there, friend. Hold on. And I put my hand on his back. And it's going to require a little bit of help from you, Mr. DM. I'm going to cast resistance on him to help him on his constitution save.
Okay. Yeah. I like
That
it.
he's probably making.
Yeah. Yes, actually. So
What a good call.
that was a good call. And yeah, as this sort of divine energy flows through him, you can see him kind of like steel himself a little bit, and he go, "Oh God, oh
Now let's
All right.
let's hear it from the top.
yeah."
Can you give me some of that too?
Hold on. Hold your horses there, Flynn.
Do we know where the bodies are?
I'll get to you in a
already?
second.
You're going to be alright.
You were
little
following
one.
a trail.
Did he point to a direction where the bodies were when he ran up to us?
Not yet.
Okay.
No. He kind of stays and says, "Yes. All right. I was out checking my traps and I came across. I heard noise and I laid low just in case it sounded like a problem. And then when I went to look, there was oh God, there was so much death. There were at least 5, maybe more people definitely dead. They were crushed and ripped apart, and oh God, it was so horrible. Just in the woods, oh God.
Can you show us where?
Or at least point us in the direction. I understand this is a trying experience for you.
He was seeing his eyes going. He says, "No, I'm not going back. I'm not going back there. But I ran straight from them. If you follow my trail, you'll find them. Yes, I can't go back though. I know. I'm not going back there. I'm sorry."
That is fair.
okay, let's go.
Roll.
That's all right.
Right as rain. Right as rain.
Zoria,
Yeah.
roll a nature check.
Nature! Okay.
Damn.
Sick.
That is
Damn.
literally
Well, it's
the
not-
That
most
was rude.
rude thing I've ever seen.
I watched
because
that
it
happen.
said,
Yep, I saw that. That was rude.
Yeah, so that's gonna be 1.
Okay.
Well-
Okay.
Well,
we
you
don't-
do get to add your stats to it.
Yeah, we're not doing critical fails for skill checks, so.
She did
Plus
add her stats
plus
to it.
0.
Oh.
How does
Oh!
wait? How does the druid have 0?
It's intelligence.
Yeah.
Nature's an intelligence
Survival
check.
goes well.
With
Not all
Wisdom.
druids are created the same. Don't put them in a
Yeah,
box.
come on.
It's actually it's kind of weird. It's a fairly common thing with druids to not have good.
Well, because
intelligence.
like a lot of my spells and stuff are gonna deal with wisdom,
all your
perception,
spells are wisdom. So yeah,
survival. These are all wisdom things, and nature for whatever reason.
it's a weird fluke in the rules. It's
Yeah.
It's very
It
rude.
almost seems like nature should be.
you would expect it to be a wisdom check, right? Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah, it's not.
come on, Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
Why is nature not a wisdom check?
Fix it.
Brought to you by.
So, okay. All right. You don't notice anything.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. No,
We're in a forest.
But I'm really upset about that because now I really want to know
Wanna
what's
know what
going
it was?
on.
Yeah. But yeah. So the trapper is sitting there. And he bends down, and as he bends to his to grab his knees, the fox gets thrown around in the cage a little bit and stands back up and gets thrown back.
Is the fox okay?
I mean, he's in a cage.
Can I let the fox out of the cage?
You can try.
No, I won't. Beth wants to let the fox out of the cage, but Zoria probably wouldn't see any issue with the fox being in a cage. It's fine.
Yeah, this is life in the wilderness.
Trapper.
This is his job.
So we'll follow this guy's tracks.
Yeah.
Send him on his way back to the town.
Okay. Yeah.
May I roll an insight check on him?
Are you rolling on the DM? I like to roll an insight check.
Yeah.
on the DM.
Roll an insight check.
On the DM. Yeah.
I
On
think
me.
this guy's a really cool dude. But let's just find out. It's an 8.
He is a cool dude.
He's pretty hard to read. He's like keyed up from adrenaline and scared. But you can't really pick up. He seems honest, but you think he's straight up, but you can't really get much more from him.
Can I console his fox? That's like probably freaking out in the cage.
Yeah, you can.
Little one.
Roll animal handling.
Little one, it's going to be okay. Oh man, this is some bad rolls.
It's not meant to be. You go to like comfort the fox, and he's like, and pulls away from you to the opposite side of the
See,
cage.
good to know that the fox is rude. If the fox was like
Yeah.
nice, then like I'd be upset.
And he's in a cage, but
Quit making me feel bad about this fox.
all
I don't do well with cute woodland animals. Like when there are woodland animals around, it's like I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to bite them. I don't want this guy to like keep it in a cage. I'm
You
having
just
a
want
hard
them
time
to be
here.
a pet.
I just want them to be a pet.
Baby Yetis are probably cute.
They're specifically called Yeti
Blizzards.
tykes, and they are in the rule book.
If I came across a Yeti tyke and it didn't seem threatening, I might try to raise it. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Can't call it.
So shall we follow these?
All right, let's go towards the woods to our certain death.
So you don't have any trouble following this particular trail, as it is very fresh and it was pointed out to you.
We get lost.
Yeah, you get lost anyway. You follow his trail back into the trees. And for the first maybe half mile, you find yourself in possibly the most serene place that you have seen so far in Icewind Dale. You hear the chirping of birds who have made the evergreens their home. You hear the buzzing of bugs that burrow into the wood. You smell the freshness of the trees.
Smells like a good gin and tonic. Or...
Like a great gin and tonic, like the best gin and tonic you've ever had. And then the smell begins to sour, and you pick up this sickly sweetness to it.
It's like a day old gin and tonic.
Like a day old gin and tonic. Like you left the lime in it and it's gone bad. And you follow the tracks around a bend, around a copse of trees, and on the other side, you find a just mess of gore. Roll perception, all of you.
What are these rolls?
I'll start rolling first, maybe.
Maybe
15.
shake up the
Okay.
GG, yeah.
6.
16.
16.
9.
Okay.
14.
14. Okay. So Flynn, Soren, and Torek pick up on the general number of victims. You recognize that there are probably 5 bodies here. The other 2 of you can't tell. You find immediately in front of you there's an arm severed from a torso in the snow, blood drenched around it. You find matted hair just crushed into the ground, broken bones and crushed skulls strewn about this small clearing in the trees.
Well, I think that arm belongs over there, and I think that head belongs over. Oh God!
It's okay. Leave
Flynn.
him on.
Roll a Constitution save.
Oh God.
ain't good.
10.
You look down and see what should have been a face, but instead is just the caved-in cheekbone and the sunken, collapsed structure of a skull. But the eyes are still there. The right eye is just dripping blood and ooze from where it has been ruptured, and you feel your lunch up into your throat.
I see Flynn looking a little worse for wear, and I walk over to him, and as he's kind of looking pretty worse for wear, I lay my hand on his back, pat him a little bit, and begin to sing a prayer to Kellamvor, both for his stability and for the souls of those departed, giving him an extra 1d4.
And yeah, so, we'll actually roll that d4 on your constitution. Add it to your 10 from the Constitution save.
It's an additional 2, so
Okay.
you get 12.
You managed to keep your lunch down.
We are definitely going to have to put a trigger warning on this episode for people who have the phobia of vomiting.
That is true. Yeah, if you ever think it's vomiting.
Metaphobia is like a real
yeah,
thing.
that's
So Flynn, while he can keep his lunch down,
It's disturbed.
is very like tears are actually like forming
Yeah.
in his eyes. I've never seen anything quite like this.
Come on, little one. And I like turn you away from it.
What
Roll an investigation check.
what could have done this?
Perhaps a Verbeeg. Just a suggestion.
They're demons.
17.
No, they're just very big. They're very bigs. Very big.
We've got to stop them
Yes, that would be a good idea.
so that this doesn't happen again.
Right.
We're gonna stop them.
Yes, let us go find them, yes?
Okay.
So we need to roll investigation, which I'm not going to
Yeah,
do.
so Torek, while you were consoling Flynn, Torek is kind of poking around, and from what you can see, this is all blunt force trauma, which you are experienced in. You've seen it before. You recognize these wounds as being from a large blunt object. As you kind of poke around, you do also find a set of tracks that lead in a northwesterly direction.
Okay. The
Do
only
they
thing
look-
that survived the attack went that way. So.
Do
let's
they
go
look
there.
like very big feet?
Roll a survival check.
Hey!
That she can handle.
God damn it! Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, hang
Listen,
on.
I apologize, guys. I think I'm done for the day. Bye!
Here, give me that dice tray.
Fuck this dice
I
tray,
know.
man!
Give me that tray.
I'm
it's
so
being rude to you.
mad.
Oh, saved it. Nice.
Woo!
Bad dex save.
With my -2 initiative, I just watched that happen.
Are you gonna let me roll again for that? Or
Yeah, roll again. That's
Okay.
fine. That was rude to you. Twice.
fucking hell, 15.
I really hope that doesn't
Okay.
screw my rolls.
But you
Totally better. So,
significantly better. It does. With that roll, you do discern They may or may not be Verbeeg tracks. They are large. You have a hunch that they are probably a giant kin, but it's hard to tell exactly what you're looking at. You can't quite pick out exactly what it is,
Okay.
but they are quite large.
Do you think they went that way?
I believe that is our best bet, yes. Shall we?
Then this will not be our fate.
I hope not. You know what? It won't be. The squirrels are always looking out for me.
Precisely.
Right. So,
Can
go.
I roll something to see if I hear squirrels?
Yeah, roll perception.
All right, so,
the celestial squirrels.
The chitters.
Sid, roll it.
Perception.
Perception. Okay. That is a 10.
Okay. You're not sure if you actually heard it, or if you're imagining it, but you do hear faintly.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you for the pet talk.
Well, all right then.
Also, guys, does it get lighter, or can I just see? I can see in the dark better. Maybe I'm just getting used to this place. I don't know.
No, perhaps it does not get lighter. This is how it is, yes?
Maybe. I don't. I woke up and I could just see things better around here. It's weird. Anyway,
Now that you guys are looking at them, you do notice that there's a slight faint blue glow to Flynn's irises.
Huh. Oh no.
What's-
All right.
what's huh?
You have a little more glow, little one.
down the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us
We
let us away.
So you follow down the tracks. And you follow it for another mile until it comes to a creek. It does not. It goes along the creek. It does not cross it. But to the left of the tracks, you find a creek. It approaches from your left and continues up the hill. You pursue it another quarter mile until the creek eventually leads you to a cave. In front of you, there is a low-hanging rock outcropping from which the creek comes outward. There's maybe a 5-foot gap between the top of the rock and the ground where you might be able to squeeze under and where the creek is flowing outwards. And the tracks break offwards off to the east to your right into a much wider, more open cave entrance in the hillside. In front of you, there are 2 trees that are fallen against the hill. Roll perception, whoever's leading. Which I assume is the 2 of you, yeah.
It all
21.
That makes sense.
17.
Okay. Both of you spot in between the trees as you're peering through the darkness at them. You do manage to pick out another entrance, another opening into the hillside, where it is darker than the surrounding area, where you could squeeze between the 2 trees. But there are 3 openings in front of you, and if you will open up roll 20. I have a map for reference.
Hey.
How pissed is everybody going to be if we split up?
Oh my god.
That pissed.
Yeah, I think Zoria is as a character would legitimately shit a brick.
Oh, my character is very big. Okay.
Yes.
Flynn also got bigger.
Yeah, you probably need to zoom out from this one. Each square is 5 feet.
Okay.
As usual, we
These
are using.
some. Well, I guess they aren't. It's 10 feet. Okay.
We are using a square grid this time instead of hexagon.
Okay.
so it may take some getting used to. Moving diagonally, because we have not actually used the square diagram before, moving diagonally is available. It is still 5 feet.
Okay.
Nice. Because that's how triangles work.
So our
I
paths.
wasn't sure if we're doing the
There are
alternate.
these
5
three, I
times.
would assume, right? At the top.
No, again, dude.
I think we came from
Just
this
5
way because we followed the creek in. So I think it's 1, 2, 3. Would you mind just pinging our options?
Sure. So this is the entrance that has a low-hanging rock outcropping.
Okay.
This is
Oh,
the hidden entrance between the two trees, and this is the wider one which the trail actually moves through.
My vote is the entrance between the trees in the middle.
Well, my idea is that things live on water, need water nearby. Continue following the river, but
When you say like low crop, like is it going into a cave
Mhm.
of some sorts?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think these are just three entrances to the same cavern network.
probably.
I mean, probably.
I think.
And you said the tracks lead to the rightmost,
To the
large.
to the bigger one.
Yes. Yeah, that is correct.
Wait, so why wouldn't we just go to the big one?
Because the big one, being the main entrance, could be trapped.
The element of surprise.
All right, hear me out. I'm small. That entrance over there, following the river, is small. I could go and do some recon, let you guys know what's going on.
And I could go in the middle. And then you guys can go in the big one, and we'll meet up on the other side, and we'll be fine.
I don't know if this sounds like the greatest idea.
Trust me, I'm
We
a
just
soldier.
saw
I've done this before.
several massacred people behind us, and you all are saying, yeah, let's take a chance. Let's all run off on our own so we can fight this thing that just tore apart
It tore
at
apart.
least 5 people, if not more.
The militiamen of Good Mead are a cut below us.
I would.
A cut below us maybe as a group, but I think individually we are a cut below all 5 of them.
We've slain at least 4 goblins by now.
We're professionals.
I do believe that our friend here makes good point.
Can I roll survival to see if there's, like, maybe some tracks leading into one of the caves that aren't as obvious as the obvious ones?
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Absolutely. Roll survival.
Jesus.
But reconning these entrances isn't a bad idea. And you're
10.
small and sneaky.
10.
Sneaky.
You
Wait a second.
around
We have a rogue.
around the creek
I could
you
go in.
do find disrupted snow.
I'm good at being quiet.
Alright,
But
so why
it's
don't we
hard to
just pair
tell where it was coming.
Sure.
Like if there were tracks there,
We could
you're
go
not
for the
sure. Just
river
that
entrance.
something has moved up and down this creek. It
not
just
bad.
as well could have been deer though,
quite good.
as it could something else.
Okay.
All right, so that we don't look completely split off, how about Soren and I? We'll go do some recon. We'll let you guys know, and everyone else can stay safe while we figure it out.
Here, this log right here looks like a perfectly good spot to hang out. I need to control my character.
Do you not have it? Hang on.
I don't think so. This log right here looks like a perfectly good spot to sit and wait for you to come back.
You should have it.
It looks really comfy. I'm a little jealous.
Yes.
I haven't assigned a note.
This makes me a little nervous.
Refresh your page.
Everyone going out on their own.
It's okay. It's okay, Zoria. Soren's going to protect me, right?
That I will.
Fine.
But we will run if we.
Right, this is not for fighting. This
No.
is
Good.
for looking.
Yes. Do not fight without whole crew.
Right.
Of course.
Or yell very loudly.
Well, don't worry, I've got some pipes. Got some pipes on me.
So Torek and Flynn are going to scout two different holes.
Yep, I'm gonna scout the middle one.
Okay.
All right.
So Soren and Flynn.
So Soren and Flynn are going together.
Yep.
On the left side.
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like Zoria would take your 6. Torek.
If you'd like to, you can.
Alright.
But that would leave our homie here.
As
He's got a comfy log.
He's chilling on
I do.
the log,
if-
he's good.
When all of you come back, do not worry. I will ensure that you are fully healed and able to continue onward. However, it just doesn't seem like a good idea to split up to me.
I wish you had some moonshine.
I do
Nurgle-
too. Man, a little liquid courage would go a long way right now.
It's only temporary. We'll meet back.
Nurgle, as you
I'll be
watch,
here when you do.
as you watch your compatriots disappear into the darkened halls on either side of you, we're going to take a break.